Alright guys, we're going to divide polynomials, and this is a very tedious process, and I know a lot of y'all are struggling with it, so just kind of follow this video and do it step by step, pause, and kind of figure out what's going on. I'll do my best to explain every step. So first thing, let's go over some of the steps here. So first thing, we want to check our powers and make sure they're in order. Okay, so for example, if we have power 3, the next power should be x power 2, then x, then the constant number. If they're not in that order, we need to replace any missing powers with a 0. And I have an example that shows the case with that. Okay, and then 2, we start with the first terms. Okay, so what step 2 is talking about is the first terms there. We always start with those two. And then 3 basically just gets repeated and repeated until there's no more terms to bring down. And we just divide, just like regular long division, divide it out, multiply it, subtract, then bring the next term down, which is what that down arrow means. Okay, so showing what's going on here. So looking at the first two terms, which is x and x squared, we want to make those match so they cancel out when we subtract them. So basically, x squared divided by x is going to be an x. Okay, and we multiply this x into both terms of the divisor. Okay, so x times x is x squared, x times 3 is plus 3x. Okay, now notice how I have my x squares lined up in a column and my x's lined up in a column. Okay, so we want to make sure that those stay lined up. What we write on top doesn't necessarily need to be lined up. You can line them up if you'd like, but you can just place them wherever. Okay, so what to do? So for this one, we're going to subtract it. And what I like to do is just when we subtract a polynomial, we just change their signs, just like when we're adding and subtracting polynomials. So distribute the negative, it just changes the sign. So I'm going to make that negative x, and then this positive here is going to become a negative 3x. Okay, so x squared and negative x squared cancels. 7x minus 3x is a 4x. Bring down the 12, so we have plus 12 here. Okay, then we start over with the first terms again. All right, so what is 4 divided by x is a 4, so we have plus 4. Okay, so again, 4 needs to multiply to x and to the 3. So 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 3 is positive 12. And then we go to subtract, we change our signs. Change, change. And what we notice is that everything cancels. We have a remainder of 0. Okay, if there's a remainder of 0, we stop there. And this is our solution up here.